spend our lives studying the unexplained.
What's that? Did you hear that?
Travelling to the most haunted locations around, we have unearthed terrifying secrets and witnessed horrifying events, leading us to question what really happens after we die.
Get out!
If there is a spirit world connected to our own, using the latest technology, we believe that bridge can be documented, measured, and explained. We are the Paranormal Detectives. Join us in seeking the truth. Hi guys, so here we are, returning to the old Malt house. It's been, what, 6 years? Something like that?
We came in 2018 originally.
2018, so yeah, 6 years. We had some great results last time we come. The homeowner is moving out and has requested that we can do one last investigation for her. The keys go tomorrow, so it's a bit of a last minute thing, but we're really excited because some of the evidence we caught last time, even though we're very new to the paranormal, we still can't explain. Before we go in, what we've done during the last investigation here, we actually set off some locked off cameras and we left them recording while we were out of the house to see if that give any sort of activity, and we got some good results with that. We had motion sensors going off, etc. So we've set up a single locked off camera in the same place where the motion sensor went off before. This time we've set up a K2, so hopefully, perhaps it's not being in the house, there'll be some activity on the K2. We will see. In the meantime, we are in what's known as the Garden of Rest. Now this has a rather unbelievable story, and we're very lucky to have it on our doorstep. So this Garden of Rest, there once actually stood a church here. The church got demolished. There was an argument within the church, and these grounds, as you can see in front of me now, was actually a burial ground. There was just gravestones and graves everywhere. These graves were actually dug up and moved to another churchyard, and the gravestones were just scattered around the outside of the grounds. Now there's a very interesting picture that we found looking through the archives of that process actually happening. You can just see the Malt house in the background of the picture. If you look between the two people, it looks like a figure stood there half formed. Is it an issue with the old camera? Because obviously it would have been taken a long time ago. Or is it actually a spirit forming in front of the camera? Perhaps that of the person being exhumed? Who knows? It's a rather strange thing to take a photo of, I think, people digging up a grave and a coffin. I find that quite unnerving to look at, but interesting nevertheless. If we carry on a little bit further, you'll see this monument in the middle.
Indeed. There we go.
This monument was actually erected in the exact location where the altar was in the church. So I'm effectively stood inside what would have been the church now, and that's where the altar would have been. At this point, while we were filming outside the Malt house, a locked off camera caught some unusual activity. There seemed to be a bang and the camera moved. We can't work out whether this is one of the doors closing or slamming upstairs, as this is what it sounds like, or whether something's actually physically knocked the camera. Either way, neither of us were in the house. The house was empty and locked, and we cannot explain this activity. Very unusual. You don't hear much of churches being knocked down because of arguments and bodies exhumed, and it's a very peculiar story. Obviously the Malt house as well is right on the grounds of that, so it's no surprise that there is ghostly happenings there, if that is the case. I think the main story of hauntings outside here is that of a monk, and it's actually outside the Malt house gate where it's said to appear. So, up and down this part here, it's said that there's a monk that travels up and down, pacing. Now this bush never used to be here or be as thick, and it's actually the former occupants that have reported this through this very window here. So they've actually seen a monk walking up and down here, which I just imagine is quite creepy, you know, sat in your house knowing the history and then seeing that.
I think it was the other window as well. I think it kind of goes in like an L shape, so if you go all the way across.
So if we follow it round, so the monk will literally walk around the perimeter of the malt house.
Pretty much.
Okay. I didn't know that at all. So it followed this walkway past this window here, you can see, around the side of the malt house. Past this window. So that's creepy as it is. Something else to note, when the former occupants moved in, there were actually gravestones along here, rested along the side of the house, from where the bodies were exhumed and the gravestones were dumped. They've been here probably hundreds of years. So
there are actually a few gravestones, very few, in the other corner of that gravestone.
Yeah, still stood around.
Of that graveyard even.
So, with that being said, before we go into the house, I want to know if there is a monk that wanders up and down this alleyway. I want you to come and communicate with us. You clearly have the ability to show yourself. Come and do so.
You know that other people have seen you as well, wandering around the park. That's just reminded me. We came with Morris and Anderson.
Yes,
do you remember?
Yes, we did actually. It was after we investigated the malt house, quite a while after.
Mm.
And Chris and myself thought we saw something. I couldn't say. To me, it seemed like a mist. Can't remember what Chris saw. But that was in the daytime as well.
Yeah.
But that was just on the other side of this fence. So that was literally along here. Just before we go inside, I'm just going to grab the old EVP recorder.
Mm-hmm.
We know that bodies were removed from these grounds and that you're seen wandering around here. Can you tell us why? Were you of this church? A whiff of burn in it.
I have as well.
Woody sort of fire. Someone's got a log burning around.
Possibly is, to be honest, because time of year.
Something else I haven't actually yet mentioned. The name of the street that the malt house is on and where we're stood now is actually called Whispering Street. That's what it's known as. And the reason for that is there was actually a plague pit built down here. It's actually just slightly further along here, wasn't it?
Yep.
And during the plague, obviously bodies were dumped there. This area was hit quite bad during the plague. And it was known as Whispering Street because people would whisper along here, scared to wake the dead. So the amount of death that's took place here and the amount of bodies that are under here is quite phenomenal, really.
There is something else that's apparently seen, and it's the sound of an old lady singing to children.
That sort of links in with the malt house, doesn't it?
Yeah. The old children that used to play in this sort of area, so essentially the park. Her name was apparently Daisy.
Yeah, apparently she was a former resident of the malt house and used to sing out of the window. And I don't know if Brian can shine the camera at the malt house.
I certainly can.
So she would have leant out of that window and sang down to the children. So that's an audible phenomena. Let's see if we can pick something up.
Another strong smell of burning then.
So I just got that then. So, Daisy, can you sing to us? said that you would sing to the kids in the churchyard. Can you please sing to us? Come and lean out of the window. Let us hear you. Unfortunately, there's quite a bit of contamination. I can hear cars and stuff in the background, so perhaps we're best off heading inside.
We can start the investigation inside.
Start having a look around the Malt house.
Perfect.
So, if you come in.
Thank you very much.
Just inside, we have a locked off camera set up over here, which is the camera we explained. And if you hop to see out the way, it's quite snug in here.
It is a bit.
You can see the K2 meter set up there. So I'm looking forward to reviewing that back and seeing if we get anything. This was what was the living room of the Malt house. There's been some interesting stories come from inside here with the former occupants as well. There's actually been a heavy book that was said to have been thrown off a shelf and land on the floor with a big thud. Now, it's a hard one to say whether it happened or didn't happen. I don't think the former occupant would have lied. The other phenomenon was there's been phone calls coming from unknown numbers that they couldn't trace the numbers of, and the phone dialing numbers itself when the phone was in here. Perhaps technology issue. And ourselves, back when we were filming our first investigation, we had a motion sensor set up. It was actually here where there was a little table where the book was said to have fallen off, or thrown off, however you want to put it. It was actually there where we set up a motion sensor for that very reason, and when we left the house that motion sensor went off. Now, as the former occupants are leaving, there's quite a lot of stuff bagged up, ready to go, etc. So we don't have that luxury tonight. However, we have got the K2 in a close proximity. So let's head out into the kitchen area. There's not really a lot reported in this area, I don't believe, is there?
No, sometimes some sort of unusual noises. Obviously, you've got the window behind you as well. So that
I suppose this is the window where the monk would have been seen out of.
Yeah.
One of which. I didn't know that actually. I knew about that window. I didn't realise he'd actually been seen out here as well. So
yeah, it's like an L shape.
That's new to me. Perhaps it's something you've told me and I just didn't register with me. This really here is the hotspot, isn't it? The staircase. Now, the former occupant, actually the daughter of, or granddaughter of, should I say, obviously the former occupant was a mother and a daughter with their daughter slash granddaughter. Hard to explain.
Should we just say a family?
Family, yeah. Anyway, the young child of the family said that she saw and spoke to a woman on these stairs. Now, that makes us think perhaps the woman is the former occupant Daisy. Now, it would make sense. She was a former occupant. She's said to have sung to kids and loved children. So perhaps when the young child came up the stairs, she showed herself to the child. I don't believe there was any fear from the child.
No.
I don't think she felt threatened. I think it was just unusual and probably quite unnerving for the rest of the family to hear.
I'm just going to point this down for a sec. Right.
Now, something I would say from being inside here, something I've wondered is, it said that Daisy would sing out of the window. Now, I always assumed that was the window upstairs.
Yeah.
But looking at the wall behind you, that's been redone.
So whether it was like
been renovated.
an original.
So perhaps whether there was a window here, and perhaps she was here at the top of the stairs and sang out through these stairs, I don't know. So maybe that would tie into the young child seeing her here. Okay. So I saw a light moving across, but as I move, it's something reflecting off me. I'm guessing something's reflecting off my body cam, reflecting off the wall. So that's debunked. This bedroom here,
This is a room of interest.
I don't recall any stories being told of this room. However, when we had a lot of cameras in this room, we had really strange, bright green lights, like orbs of light appear here, and I believe around here. Now, the lights are off in the house. The lot-off camera was set up in night vision mode. We were out of the house. I think we left the house for like an hour or so, just to let everything settle. And there was just this peculiar green light. Now we had the keys and no one could have got into the house. I cannot explain that. There's no, if you pan the camera around, there was no windows, no light source that could come from behind or even behind the doorway.
I'll do a 360 in
If you
fact,
do a 360,
so
yeah.
we'll just stand here. So you've got the window there, so there was some
beam of
lights
light would have
above.
been here. There's my torch
Around.
out there. That's about where
Yeah.
the beam of light was, around here.
No, to your left, or to your right even, there's just a wall. So nothing there. We have got a chandelier type, not a chandelier, you know, lampshade.
Not sure if that was there before I'd have to check the video.
Yeah, not sure if that would have been there. Don't know if that would have caused a reflection of some description, but if it did, I don't know what would have reflected on it, because we were out.
Like a searing light. It was a very burning type light. In fact, I'll put the clip in the video now so you can see. But you can actually look, obviously nothing could come through there. Now if it was something bouncing on this wall, I could sort of say, well, there's a window there or something shone through the window, someone showed a torch or something like that. However, that wall I cannot explain. And that, to me, is one of our best pieces of evidence we've ever caught of paranormal. I wouldn't say ghosts or I don't know what I would call it, but it's certainly not normal.
I would certainly say it's apparent, yeah, until it's explainable. And it may very well be, if any of you know what it could be, or have an idea, please comment.
Yeah, please let us know.
Right, you going up first already?
You're going to film my arse going up these rather rickety ladders. Right, let's put the old censorship blur on now, shall we?
Do you want me to stand at the top or stand at the bottom to catch it?
Just get it on camera so you can get 250 quid. Because I'm not sure how stable this is, to be honest. The answer is, it doesn't feel very...
You doing alright?
Everything's kind of wobbling and moving. That was an experience.
Oh, you might have to grab this camera off me.
Whoa!
What?
There was a big creak when I stood on the floor. Yeah, that's the camera.
You got it? Yeah. Good job it's got a handle in it.
It is, yeah.
So I'll put this screw back in. I think they're really doing anything. I'm not a fan of ladders, mate.
It don't help. Like, this is all sort of wobbly and loose. I don't know if I can get that on the camera.
It is, isn't it? Imagine that, if that just collapsed.
Got it on camera.
It'd
Happy
be like,
days.
if that just collapsed now, it'd be like the bottom episode when they get stuck on the roof.
So, do you want to explain what happened in here last time?
Yeah, so we were with a few people last time, and one of the people that we were with, we actually came up here, did a bit of a session. We did get some unusual photos, didn't we? There were some orbs that came out on the photos.
Yes, yeah.
One was actually directly above the said person on top of the bed.
It's quite large, I remember, but...
It was quite a big orb, but again, looking back now at this stage of time, you know, we were very new to ghost hunting back then, so orbs generally can be explainable, so not going to look too much into that now. There was, you mentioned there was something with a light fitting. Now I don't really recall this
I'm pretty
very
sure
well.
it was this light fitting, or it might have been that light fitting. And when I first come up here, the light fitting was spinning, like in a circular motion.
Yeah.
And I didn't think much of it to begin with. I thought perhaps it's people moving around the house, so I got you guys to, if you remember, I'd run up and down the stairs and moving around rooms. and it didn't do it again. I couldn't recreate it, so I thought that was rather strange. I couldn't find any breezes or any rhyme or reason to why the light fixtures would be swinging the way they were.
Oh yeah, that's it. I mean, the only window you've got there is closed, and would have been closed at the time as well. So no other drafts anywhere. And now you've told me, I did recall it, but they're quite high up as well. So like,
Yeah,
again, I don't know
to be honest, I bet you would struggle to touch that. And you're, man giant, so...
Even then. Yeah, so that was the other thing. And then we didn't get this bit on camera, unfortunately, because back then we didn't have a lot of sort of cameras readily available to pick up. But on, I think it was was it the second time? Because we left for a bit, and then we came back.
Yeah, it was during the investigation when we come back.
It was during the investigation when we came back, and there was an EVP. We were doing an EVP session up here.
Yeah.
And something, or we assume it was something, knocked the EVP off, the EVP recorder off the actual dressing table.
There was like a little table thing down here where this side of this bed is, but the bed wasn't there. And I put it down, and as I walked away, it was like something slid it off the table towards me.
I remember you jumping. I
remember it was pitch black dark, and I did question whether an item of my clothing could have snagged it or something, but I think it would be highly unlikely.
It's difficult.
I was just trying to explain it away, but I struggled to really.
Yeah.
So this is the Malt house, and yeah, it's a surreal experience being back.
It is.
Really surreal experience. Last time when we did investigate, we had the name Howard that kept coming forth, didn't we?
Yeah.
That we believe was somebody who worked up in this loft once upon a time.
And I think the name Howard, if I remember rightly, it came through to us on a few different ways.
I remember definitely a spirit box. It comes on a spirit box.
Spirit box, and it was like an Ovilus app
Yeah.
that we were using at the time.
So we've had a few.
And it correlated.
Yeah.
So again, could be just sheer coincidence, but we have somebody that we can call out for tonight when we're investigating. So
how about you? I would actually like to do a Ouija board session up here in the loft.
on for that.
And I would like to run a spirit box session in the bedroom where the light was caught.
Yeah.
And perhaps set up a REM pod as well, or maybe set up the REM pod up here.
Yeah.
And I'm game for leaving that locked off camera downstairs with the K2.
Yeah. Just see if anything triggers it. That's fine.
So should we go get some equipment?
Let's start.
And start.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Perfect.
Right, so do you want to explain the situation, what we've just noticed?
So we've been slightly informed that be careful where you tread because you might go flying forward. And there's a couple of holes in this room, but this one is about to go, as you can see. So I'm going to...
That is literally straight through to the floor, isn't it?
Yeah, so hopefully it's a soft landing because I know they've got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we've been told the floorboards are slightly rotten, so we're going to be sort of taking our time.
Getting from A to B,
yeah. You're lighter than me, so you go that side of the room. I'll sort of stay over here. And yeah.
While I figure out the best route.
This probably looks really stupid, but the way some of these floorboards are bowing, I think a child has gone through one, so we're being quite careful, aren't we?
Yeah, trying to.
Well, I am, by sending you over there.
Yeah, so we're going to run a couple of experiments then. We're going to try a spirit box session because, well, we had some good results last time with Howard. So if we can get Howard to come through on the spirit box again, that'd be fantastic evidence, I think, in my opinion. But also, I'm kind of stood in between both areas of where that green light was spotted last time. So perhaps just by being here, we could call out for that light, see if that can show itself again, whatever it was. It could very well be explainable, but it was certainly weird.
We've also got a REM pod set up, haven't we?
We have indeed. So we've got the REM pod
so
just
see
below.
In that corner, just there.
And again, that's kind of in the same direction.
So I'll just check it's working okay?
Hey?
You want to check it's working okay?
Yep.
I'm just going to keep getting you moving. Hopefully you'll fall through soon.
There we go.
Yep. Yep. I think if you hopped on the spot, that might help spirit come forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably mine. You see mine. What I'm going to do, before I start this rolling, would like to call out to any spirits that may still reside in this house. My name is Brian.
My name is Nathan.
We've both been here before to investigate the claims of... I'm assuming you've knocked that door.
I did move, so I would imagine that is me.
We've both been here before to investigate the claims of... Okay.
I'm going to put it back. Once again, I would imagine that's me. Let's put it back properly.
There we go.
Okay.
Now if that moves now, I'll be impressed.
I'll be impressed, yeah. I suspect that was me, to be honest.
That's fine. So we both come here to investigate the claims of the paranormal, the afterlife, whether you live in this house or whether you reside, maybe you're buried outside or in the local plague burial pit.
You lucky buggers.
So we're here to make contact to any spirits that may still be here. There's a number of ways that you can do that for us tonight. Downstairs we have something set up by the door. If you can go over to there and touch it, you'll change the lights. It will just change the lights, it won't actually hurt you. It will just let us know that you're here. But if you'd like to come and say hello to us upstairs, I'm going to run a little device now. And if you can speak to us through this, that would be fantastic.
A woman's voice straight away there.
We're going to turn it up to max. If you are here, can you please tell us your name? Howard, are you here?
Ooh! What did that say then? Seems almost responsive there.
I'll repeat, if that is you, Howard, can you answer us?
Twice you've asked for Howard and twice there's been a male voice come forward. Now, I couldn't say what it said.
Two male voices. I'm going to just mute this slightly so I can ask the questions a little bit more clearly.
Yeah.
But one last time, Howard, if you are here, can you speak to us please? Let us know it's you.
Howard, whereabouts are you in this house? I can't say for sure, it's in real time, but that did sound a little bit like up here to me.
I thought I heard I'm here.
See, I thought I heard up here,
Wrong page with the second word.
we'll have to listen to that back and see.
Yeah.
Obviously it's very hard to pick it up in real time.
We've both got the same word being here. Howard, are you in this room with us, the same room? Can you show yourself in the form of any light energy? Did you catch anything that time?
No. I heard like a gruff voice, but I couldn't tell you what it said.
Was it you that showed yourself as light energy last time? There's one other story actually, which I don't know if we've mentioned. but the homeowner, or previous homeowner, has told me the story of an old man that lingers in the outbuilding.
Smoking a pipe.
The smell.
I forgot about
tobacco.
that.
Yeah.
Now, we could smell burning outside, couldn't we?
We could smell burning.
It did smell woody, but...
Is it Howard?
Is that Howard?
So, Howard, is it you that smokes the pipe? Is it you that's giving the tobacco smell?
Definitely a male voice coming through.
I feel like there is a male voice, but it's not clear. What do you think?
I would totally agree. The only thing that I heard that sounded relatively clear was, I'm sure it said up here.
Up here, or I'm here,
Yeah.
or it was something here. I would agree with you fully.
I don't want to say too much because we could listen to it back and it might be something totally different, because that has happened before, but it did sound like that to me. Okay, right, let's head and go and get the pendulum. Right, so... It's been a while since I've done this. If there's anybody here, I want you to move the pendulum to signify your answer for yes for me, please. Move the pendulum in the way that you will to show me the answer yes. I'll try and lock my arms out. That sounds silly, but...
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, shorten this. So...
There we go.
Once again, move it to signify yes for me, please. Please move the pendulum to signify yes for me, please. Nothing. Okay, signify no for me. Move the pendulum to let me know what your answer for no will be, please. Move the pendulum to signify yes for me, please. There's nothing, there's just no movement at all. Sounds weird, but usually when I do this, I can almost feel like a tugging. I can't feel anything. I can feel a little bit of perhaps movement from my hand, but I can't feel any sort of...
Okay.
Try it one more time.
Yeah.
And to ask you again, please move the pendulum to signify yes for me, please. Move it to show yes for me, please. Nothing. It just doesn't feel like there's anything on it.
Feel like you're getting anything out
Doesn't
of it.
feel like there's any sort of... The only movement is my arm's not perfectly straight.
Yeah.
Like I said, normally you can sort of feel almost a tug to it. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing.
That is unusual because you normally get some good results with that. To be fair, like on most investigations.
We didn't use this here last time, did we?
No, we didn't have it. I don't think.
No. Okay. Do you want to go straight to spirit board?
Yeah, let's do it.
And pop that back in the bag. We'll go spirit board.
Yeah, sounds good.
A bit disappointed with that, really, because we usually, like you say, get some good results, but
Yeah.
it's nothing.
See what the spirit board brings, if anything.
Yeah. But you did. Yeah. Here he comes, Spider-Man.
Oh, I really don't like ladders. Fucking hell. Jesus.
Unfortunately, like everything, I don't think the camera will do it justice. I'll let you lead the Ouija board.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then. So, fingers on the planchette. What we're going to start by asking, as always, is if there is a spirit present here with us tonight. Can you please move the planchette on the board to any letter to either spell out a message or just simply move it to the word yes if there is a spirit present. If you can do that now for us, please.
I know it's only subconscious, but I keep looking at the hatch there, expecting to see someone come up. I'm positive it's totally subconscious, but I just keep looking over there, expecting like someone's face to appear in that hatch.
Guaranteed, it's because of the just like you say, because it's subconscious.
What I will say for the camera is there's a lot of dust up here.
Yeah.
So on the night vision camera, they might look like orbs or whatever, but I can assure you there is a lot of dust.
Yeah. That's probably what we had the first time as well. A lot of those orbs that we, We called out earlier asking for Daisy and also Howard. Are either of you two with us? If so, can you make your presence known? Got a red light in the corner of the room. Can you perhaps go over to the red light over there? Just try and touch it if you're here. Is that you?
No.
Okay. There's a little bit of movement now.
I've felt that a few times. Almost like it's moving slightly towards you, but ever so fractionally.
If that was you moving it, thank you very, very much. Can you continue to do that, please? And continue to spell out a message. Do you know what I've just found?
What's that?
A coin.
Try it.
So, just for the camera, just because nobody's going to understand that reference at this stage in time, but we recently did a ghost hunt at Dudley...
Warwick
Castle, that's the one. And when we did the investigation at Warwick Castle, we actually did a Ouija board session, didn't get a lot of activity. You came up with the idea of coins. You placed some coins on the board.
Yep.
And the planchette actually moved towards the coins instead. With the idea that maybe the spirit cannot understand maybe the numbers or letters, perhaps they can't read or understand what's on the board. So where did you place them again? Was it just anywhere?
I think I placed them, start off with one, in the corner of the board.
Yeah.
I'll put them both there.
Okay.
Let's pop our fingers on.
Yeah.
If there's anybody here with us, go to the coins, touch the coins with a planchette, and you can have them. We'll let you keep the money. If you move the planchette towards the coins, you can keep the money. It's legal tender, and it's yours if you can touch it. See what we'll do actually. One of the coins. What a shot. Right next to the REM pod. There's a silver coin in the corner by the red light. If you go and touch that coin, you can have it. And grab that coin. If you don't want that one, you want this coin, move the planchette towards it.
Heard a few noises when you were asking me to do that, but I'm assuming it's just, normal house noises.
Creaking.
And...
It is an old building. Come on, this is going to be your last chance. Come and communicate with us. Either move the planchette, or touch the red light over there, or take some of the money. This is your last chance to communicate with us.
Last time we were here, you knocked something off one of the tables. Can you do that again? I know there's not a lot of stuff in here, but can you move anything? Can you maybe throw that coin back to us? Can you perhaps tap on the bedroom floor or the walls? Give us a clear sound.
Pretty dead, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been very quiet.
Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, probably. It's quite quiet, isn't it? The only movements we've had on the Ouija board, I think it's just me and you adjusting ourselves.
Yeah.
I've no REM pod.
No.
Nothing really conclusive on the spirit box apart from what we think sounded like on
Be interesting to review that back.
Yeah.
Also to review the camera footage while we weren't here.
Yes, yeah, because I could hold something.
So with that being said, it's been quite a quiet night. We've got to review the footage. Hopefully there'll be something interesting. The Malt house was a massive milestone for us when we first come here. It was our first house call and it was very exciting. I think we learned a lot doing the investigation. We've learned a lot since. And to come back so many years later and see how the place has changed is fantastic. Also knowing that this is the last chance we'll ever have to investigate here is almost quite sad, isn't it? Mm-hmm. We've wanted to come back a lot over the years, so it's really nice that we finally got to do that. So yeah, it's a strange one for us. We would like to thank everyone for all the support that we've been getting. Channel's continually growing. We're really, really happy and proud of what we're achieving. And most of all, we just enjoy doing what we're doing, don't we? And you guys subscribing and watching helps us continue to do that. So we really appreciate that. We've got lots more episodes coming up soon. Some great stuff planned, some big locations. So please keep following. Head over to our social media, our Facebook, our Instagram for any updates. And until next time, see you from the truth.